It was a young dishwasher's first night on the job. Late and alone, he scrubbed and scoured pots and pans in the restaurant's dish pit. Then he heard a sound. Startled, he looked up and saw a ghost-like spectre drifting through the kitchen. He then bolted out of the building, one of the oldest and most fabled in Nova Scotia, never to return. He swore he saw something, said Wallace Fraser, manager of the famed Five Fishermen's restaurant in downtown Halifax. A magnet for local foodies, tourists, and ghost hunters. We say you can stay late, but never alone, said Fraser. The Five Fishermen has been a fixture of downtown Halifax's dining scene since 1975, serving up fine seafood and the odd apparition. Tables can be hard to come by, especially during oyster happy hour or in the summer months when locals and tourists from all ways clamor for fresh mussels, tuna tartare, or shellfish. But decades after opening, the eatery needed repairs. Its dark wood, brass, and ornate glass needed refreshing, its plumbing and electrical systems updated. The main concern of regulars, however, isn't the process of repairs. It's disturbance of ethereal beings. You wouldn't believe the number of people who ask whether we've upset the ghosts during the renovation, said Fraser, a ruddy-cheeked man with a grey mustache and a warm smile. They want to know if we've destroyed any of their ghosts' favorite locations. Most nights, as we were returning to our quarters from a run, my partner and I would scope the parking lot for vagrants or people that shouldn't be in there before we opened the bay doors. While looking on more than one occasion, we would see a light on in the adjacent building on the top floor. There should have been no lights on. Figuring someone had gotten inside, we would watch the building to see if more lights came on. But no lights ever came on. But on every occasion, a young woman in a dress would come into the window and stare down on us. One night, after seeing the figure, we got brave enough and called some law enforcement friends from the area to help us search the building. We went to the room that had the light on, expecting to find the vagrant camped out there. By the time we got there, the lights were off, so we turned on our flashlight and searched the room. But nothing. Nobody there. The only thing we found was a room that had untouched dust on the floor and no light bulbs in the sockets. The hairs on my neck stood up straight, like someone was right behind me. Suddenly, we heard a big bang. We jumped up and ran the fuck out of there, not even looking back. We never went back there at night. As I sat alone in the kitchen, I heard something. It was only a little sound at first, so I ignored it. But then it came again, louder this time. There was a steep, spiraling staircase that led to the second floor, winding up the corner of the small kitchen, and it was where the noise seemed to be coming from. Assuming it was simply one of the homeowners restless after dropping their son off in an institution, I glanced up. It was coming down the stairs. I can't say walking, because that wasn't the case. It was just floating isn't even the right word. Just coming down the stairs, straight at me. It had no eyes. It had no face. and yet somehow I knew it was looking at me, right at me, into the very depths of my soul. Then it spoke. I'm not sure how it spoke. I don't think I actually heard anything. So perhaps it used some sort of telepathy. Either way, I can recall the words to this very day.
You know what he did to us.